Yeah, the team's excited. We've been working hard ever since the season ended last season. This group has just had an edge to them that's different. They're competitive. They work hard. They're connected. They did a great job of acclimating the new guys once they got to campus, and been really pushing themselves on and off the field. Leadership's done a fantastic job of getting guys to pull on the same side of the rope and to kind of buy into team philosophies. And certainly looking forward to a talented group and see where it takes us. Yeah, the schedule's going to be exciting. We play, over half our games are going to be against teams that qualified for their conference tournament last year. Opening weekend in Shreveport, Louisiana against Centenary and ETBU is going to be a great test for us. Both those teams were regionally ranked last year at the end of the season. Return a bunch of players, so it'll be a great test for us opening weekend. Then we head to Redlands and play Coach Holly's team. They won the conference just a couple of years ago down there, and they've always been a really good program. And then later in the season, during our bye week, Pomona Pitzer comes up and plays us here at the John. And so, Coach Pericolosi does a great job. They've always had great players. And so, yeah, really excited about the schedule that we get to play on the non-conference side and how that's going to prepare us for the season. Yeah, this season we return a ton of talent and experience. So last year we led all of NCAA Division III in home runs. A great number of those guys come back. Luke Workmeister Martin will play first base, and he tied the single season record for hits last year, got on base a ton, was a big part of that. Ethan Fischel will play shortstop. He was third on the team in RBIs last season, and just a steady presence in the middle of the lineup and on the middle of the diamond. Sam Daly, who was first team All Northwest Conference, will play the outfield for us. He was second on the team in RBIs, and he did a great job. And then Jeff Hoffman, who was Northwest Conference Freshman of the Year and just destroys baseballs when he gets his pitch. He returns, will play third base. And so those four guys put together create, I think, some problems for opposing pitchers. And we feel really confident that we can score as many runs this year as we did last year. Add to the equation, Tyler Vandermark comes back for a COVID season. He had a great season last year, was really good this fall, was a pesky out and gets on base all the time. So those five guys are going to create a good part of our offense for the season. So we also return a ton of talent and experience on the mound. All three guys that were in the starting rotation last year at the end of the season are return, and then the three players who had the most experience out of the bullpen return. So we feel really confident in those six guys' experience so far. Leighton Wagner, who took the ball in Game 1 last year, returns. He was first team All Northwest Conference last year and gave us a chance to win every single time he pitched. Eric Waldachuk moves from a two-way guy just to a pitcher, and that's really been a big part of his improvement since the fall. And then Justin Miller, who at times last year was just mowing through lineups, he returns. So those three guys, I think, give us a chance to win every single time they take the ball. And then out of the bullpen, Brady Joyner was all-region last year as our closer. He's just a bulldog on the field and really has that closer mentality, and he's gotten better. J.D. Willis, who had a great freshman season last year, returns. He's improved. And then Matt Pisacane, who, again, pitched in different roles last season. He comes back. All three of those guys are going to be big parts of what we do out of the bullpen this season. Yeah, every year you're going to need to have some players who are on the team that are returning that didn't necessarily have as much playing time the previous year get better, and in order to contribute. And we've got several of those guys. Coach Nance does a great job with the hitters, helping those two guys develop on a daily basis. So there's a few guys that we're going to lean on to replace some of the people that graduated last season. Ethan Dunham behind the plate is one of those guys. He's gotten better, gotten stronger, had a good offensive approach this fall. Tasso Foster in the infield has gotten better, and then Clint Walker, who's now healthy and has a great chance to be a key part of what we're doing offensively. And then Johnny Suker in more of a versatile role. He can play the infield, he can play the outfield. A good left-handed bat, and so those guys plus the returning players that we listed have a chance to be a good nucleus for our team offensively. On the mound, we also have some guys that have gotten better from last year. Logan Haslam, who's a sophomore, has great stuff and has really kind of found himself in terms of his command. Will Bratton is somebody that's really transitioned into a different role, a different throwing style, and has really kind of harnessed that and gotten really good at that portion. And then Ben Kowalski, who is a junior for us now and has really kind of found himself and his confidence. And those three guys really make our staff better based on their improvement since last year. Yeah, we feel like we brought in a really good freshman class, lots of talent, good energy, guys are ready to compete. Coach Nance is our recruiting coordinator, does a fantastic job of getting those guys to campus. Drew Baskin had a fantastic fall, got hits all over the field, makes a ton of plays in the infield, so he has a chance to play right away. Noah Garcia at first base or in the outfield or DH, big left-handed hitter who is a physical kid with lots of experience. Trey Topping behind the plate, awesome kid, really passionate, soaks up all the coaching that we've been giving him, and he has a chance to play. And then Chase Banks, 4-pitch guy, throws a ton of strikes, really knows how to compete. So those 4 guys so far have been kind of the most impressive out of the freshman class. And then we have a new player who's technically a returner, Dawson Unright, who's in the NBA program here at Willamette and took last season off, returns, and he's a steady presence on the field. He was on the 2018 team that won the conference championship and has gotten better on the mound, and so he's going to be a big part of what we're doing on the pitching side as well. Yeah, goals for the season. I think we have a great team, and the guys have worked really hard. They're incredibly competitive. They bonded well with each other, and we feel like we have a good mix between talent and experience and new players that can lead us to some success, right? And the goal is to play in May and then hopefully into June, and we feel like that's certainly something that we're shooting for. We're just going to take it one day at a time. The guys that come to the field every day with a great mentality and getting better at practice and really keeping each other accountable. And looking forward to playing all our games this season with people in the stands and looking forward to all the support. And I hope you guys can make it. All right, go Bearcats.